Archer. Welcome back to Hey Archer, episode 153. In general, I should say, welcome back to Hey Archer. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to say I'm sorry this time. I think I do the speech every single Hey Archer. So, of course, before we get into all of that, if you're new here on YouTube, don't forget to like the video. If you do, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time new videos come out. But if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, subscribe or join. All of them are different now. They all have different things on it. But most importantly, to all of you, welcome back to Hey Archer. Again, episode 153. I'm happy to be back talking just to you. Talking to you one-on-one once again. So, since last time that we spoke, I think last episode, 154, was with the Grunge Kid, which was a great episode. Check that out if you haven't. That was me doing just a podcast pre-recorded with a guest. And lately, I've been going all in on the Hey Archer live show. So I will apologize for that. I've been neglecting two things. I've been neglecting Hey Archer, the podcast that you know and love. I've also been neglecting my 2-minute reviews. I've not done one in a while. I have to finish Stargirl, of course, because it was awesome. And there's a couple other movies that I want to do on that list. But I figured it'd be a good time to actually bring you up to speed on what I've been doing, what's been going on. Will this show continue? Will it not continue? All of that kind of stuff. So, again, have a seat, relax, enjoy. So, first things first, this summer has been quite amazing, I must say. Just been enjoying life, really. Just enjoying life. I hope you have been too. The best that you can throughout everything that's going on now. I did a lot of upgrades. I'm currently shooting on my GoPro. If you have not seen that video, head over to the YouTube channel. If you're on the channel now, just look up above. I think that side. I always get confused. Check out that side. I'll link that video where I reviewed the GoPro to see if it could be a YouTube camera, even a vlogging camera, and I love it. So check it out for more details, of course. But something I was really excited for this summer that I did is I actually shot my very first photo shoot, and not of me, of somebody else. My friend Paleo Preggers. If you go over to HeyArcher.com, down below, where is it? Here. For those of you listening, I'm trying to point to where the URL is. If you head over to YouTube.com, I'm all confused. If you head over to HeyArcher.com, there's a photo album there with Paleo Preggers that I took for her upcoming book. And I've never shot somebody in general, but I've never shot somebody with a camera to do a proper photo shoot with lighting, with editing, the whole shebang. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing more of that. I think what's been great about this whole experience with Hey Archer is I've just in trying to learn different parts of making the show. I've learned different hobbies, or I've discovered different hobbies that I thought I would like, but didn't really get into. And if you remember, when the quarantine kind of started, I was doing one outdoor camera session a week. And again, HeyArcher.com, that's where you'll find those albums, where it was just me learning how to shoot with this M50 that I purchased originally just for YouTubing. But then I just said, hey, why not use this M50 to do other things, actually take pictures? So I went over, I did the photo shoot, and it was great. It was a good time. There's a lot to it, which I love. And if you take photography or do photography, do comment down below or hit me up on even Instagram, Hey Archer. Let me know how long you've been doing it. Let me know if you have any tricks. I'd love to hear them all. But it was a fun game to figure out the lighting, get the poses right. The editing portion was cool too, working the lighting again. I've been using Lightroom to do my photo editing, so if you have any Lightroom questions, of course, let me know. But overall, it was fun. And that's, between doing more outdoor cycling, I bought a bike prior to everything kind of going crazy, but because everything went crazy, it didn't arrive until we were like all in on quarantine. Started riding with my friend. Good times. And, life's been good. I'm one of the few, I think there's a certain few of us that are in the stage of, we can't really complain. Like, we don't have anything to complain about. And if you are in that position, just consider yourself blessed. I will say that for sure. Another thing is, during all this craziness, my collaborations really picked up. And I actually wanted to talk about that today. And I think I might take this segment out and make a YouTube video about that. But I wanted to list 3 things I believe are necessary for you to be doing collaborating. And the reason that this comes up is people have been reaching out to me to collaborate, or reaching out to guests on the show, or to be on their show, do all, stuff like that. So as somebody who kind of started collaborating just randomly during quarantine, I figured I'll give you my 3 tips, what I think works. If you have your own tips, of course, let me know. And I think that I think this will be very helpful for a lot of you who are starting out. I might have to restart this because my computer is dying. For some reason, my charger can't handle everything, the background, the cameras, all that stuff. So, rule number 1, or tip number 1, we'll say, for collaborating, be a fan, or at least be familiar with who you're trying to collaborate with. And that actually will help you and help them. So if you're trying to collaborate with a friend, collaborate with somebody who has a channel, a podcast, or whatever, you want to be familiar with their content. And hopefully you like their content. Because believe it or not, when you're reaching out to them, when you're actually on their show or on their podcast, when you bring up like, hey, by the way, I liked on episode whatever, when you talked about insert topic, that means a lot to the host. That means a lot to that person. That means a lot to the audience, because you actually connect to the audience that way, and they connect to you. Because you're like, oh, you're not just here to do whatever. You're actually here because you're one of our group. You're one of our tribe. So you definitely want to be familiar, at least be a host. Be familiar. You want to at least be familiar with the host, be familiar with the show. Aaron Waller is a perfect example. Every time Aaron and I collab, it's like it's a show of itself at this point, because he watches my content, I watch his content, and we talk about that stuff on each other's shows. And the audience already, hit my mic there. The audience already knows that the other person's involved. The second tip I'm going to say, riding off that, is be involved in their community. And Pat Flynn's a great example. So Pat Flynn allowed me to be a guest on episode 100. I will plug that till the day I die, because it was such a great moment for me, great moment for the community, great moment for everybody. But what was cool about it was, because I'm always interacting with Team Flynn, which is what he calls his tribe, I'm in their Slack group, I'm in their in the comment section, I'm on Instagram, because I'm always communicating with everybody. Pat saw that I was part of the group. I wasn't just somebody that came out of nowhere like, hey, I love your channel, let me collab with you. It was very simple. He saw my name, he recognized my name, he recognized that I was taking advice from the show, I was helping others in the community, they were helping me, and when the time came to collab and to be a guest on his show, it just made sense. When I was on, the community knew who I was. He knew who I was. I knew who he was. I knew who they were. So be involved in the community of whoever it is you want to collab with. If you can't, if it's something new, that's fine. But let's say, let's use, actually, by the time you watch this, I would have already done a collaboration. So let's use Pax, right? Paximus, he's going to be on HeyArcher Live. Let's say that Paximus and I found this channel, and I'm like, hey, I like what you're doing. I want to, be a part of that. Let's say PAX says, all right, let's collab. Great. Let's do it next Friday. Perfect. From now till next Friday, I'm watching Paxmas videos. I'm watching, A to Z what he's doing. I'm in the chats. I'm looking at the comment section. I'm following on social media, talking with people in the group, and I'm seeing what the people are looking for. I'm seeing what the people are talking about. And that's going to help you when you're talking to be like, hey, such and such person in your last video was mentioning this. Can you talk to me about that? It shows, again, you're part of the community. You're part of the tribe. And even if it's you're just doing a crash course, at least you're doing it. And it shows initiative. It shows effort. The third thing, and I think this is actually the most important, is stick to your promise. If you tell the person, hey, let's collab, great. Let's do it next Friday. Great. 6 p.m. Great. We'll prep at 5:30. Great. You show up, right? Now, if you're late because of technical difficulties, like you say 5:30 and you show up at 5:45, that happens. If you watch HeyArcher Live, there's technical difficulties every single week. Every week. But if you say that you're going to show up and then you're like, hey, by the way, I can't do it, can't do the show, something came up, it's hard to get that back. It's really hard to get that back. So if you make that promise, do actually show up. But otherwise, you should be all set. At that point, you should be all set. If you're watching the video, of course, you notice the background changed. But yeah, you'd be all set at that point. If you at least do those three things, it comes off that you generally want to work with that person. You generally want to be part of their show. So I definitely encourage that. But if you have tips on how to collaborate, if you've done some awesome collaborations, let me know. Again, if you're listening, head over to HeyArcher on social media. Or, heck, if you're listening to this on a Thursday or even after the fact, HeyArcher Live. It's a great time to interact with the community, actually. So, I don't know. Take my advice on that. Or don't. That's completely up to you. But otherwise, some cool nerd things that have happened was we had a lot of news come out of the DC camp. So, if you've not done so, I made a reaction to Justice League and to the Batman trailer. So, check those out. They've not been pulled yet, which I'm actually very surprised by. But I did those. And I want you to tell me what you think about Justice League, Suicide Squad, the Batman, Black Adam. Like, let me know what you think about all of that. Because right now, this is the year of DC. DC is currently the only ones putting out some content or saying they're going to. But that brings up another point. Does that just mean that Marvel's getting that list ready? Does that mean Marvel's just... they're stacking that bread, stacking that cake, and they're waiting for when quarantine comes off, boom, ready for the movies. Because we have New Mutants, which I think is actually going to be released soon on digital. But as far as movies go, we're still waiting for Black Widow. They stopped promoting it and everything. So I'm not sure what they're doing with that. But Black Widow's still coming up. The Winter Soldier show with Falcon still coming up. Being that Disney is part of Marvel and whatnot, also part of Disney is Star Wars. So they already approved the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Mandalorian season 2 is coming out, I think pretty soon, next couple of weeks, couple months. I think it's actually weeks. So Marvel's definitely got some stuff, and they're being a little quiet. But at the moment, I'm super pumped for DC, and the Batman's the one I'm most excited for. So check out that review, of course, but let me know what you think. The Batman's definitely the one that I'm like, this is it. I think this might be the game changer. But of course, I'm also a huge fan of the Justice League Snyder Cut coming out. I think it's gonna be 4 hours. It's gonna be a 4-hour movie on the Justice League, and I think the reason I'm excited for that is I'm not more excited than the Batman, but the reason I'm excited for it is I'm a big fan, if you don't know, of BVS, the extended edition. I think that's what it's called, or it's not the director's cut. I think it's extended edition. But the Batman vs. Superman longer version, we'll call it, is far better than the regular Batman vs. Superman. Like, if you have not watched that, you should. It's about 3 hours. And when you watch the original BVS, there was a lot of it that didn't make sense. And that was the main issue with that movie, was the plot's going along and you're like, it's weird that we're like at this point now, I feel like this wasn't earned and this wasn't deserved. And it turns out that a lot was cut out because of the editing. So by doing a director's cut, they gave you full story, and it's a far better movie to me. So I think Justice League actually deserves that redo. I actually liked Justice League. I'm in the minority there. I really liked it. To me, it was an episode of the animated show, Justice League Unlimited, but I dug it. I dug it a lot. So check out that video. I go into slightly more. No. Actually, I just realized that. I realized that on that one, I actually, I gave you real-time reaction, but I didn't go into too much detail on it. But I guess I kind of just did. I pretty much just did. I guess I'll just talk about the Batman. Might as well. So, it looks like it's going to be that super dark detective story. You know, there's going to be action in it, of course. It's a Batman movie. But it looks like we're actually going to get that heavy on the detective part Batman story. And the villain's the Riddler, but it looks like they're doing a lot of other things too. Like apparently there's some Easter eggs there for the Court of Owls. A lot of us thought Hush was in it, but I guess that was supposed to be one of the Court of Owls, Talon, I think. Maybe. But it's also a Batman Year 2 story. So I think in terms of things being more rugged, Batman getting his butt whipped a lot, I'm really excited for this, because if it's Year 2, he doesn't have everything together. So there's going to be a lot of battle damage going on, a lot of blood being spilled, which I'm always a fan of. But let me know what you guys think about that for sure. The Batman's number 1 and number 2 for me is Justice League. And of course, Stargirl. I mean, Stargirl's done. Season 1's done. I swear I'm going to do those reviews. I'm going to do those last 3 reviews. But best show on CW, or it's going to be on CW now, but the best show in the DC universe, the best show in the DC TV universe. You know, it was well done, well shot, well acted. Some cheesy parts to it, of course, any show does. But if you haven't checked out Stargirl, do so. I'll leave it at that because I do want to do those reviews. Probably just do something just on that. But otherwise, I mean, hey, you know, I'm just in a good spot. I'm in a good spot. I think a lot of you are in a good spot. I hope you're in a good spot. If you're not, you can always hit me up, of course. But life's good. The channel's growing thanks to you, so I appreciate you for that. New merch is coming. I spent a lot of time yesterday and today doing a plan for the new merch launch. So stay tuned for that. Head over to HeyArcher.com. Sign up for the email newsletter. So when the launch happens, you'll find out there first. But I'm excited for it. I think you guys are going to like some of it. I think part of the fun of releasing merch, you'll see if you ever do it, is you got to plan almost like a season ahead. And I kind of messed that up with this one. There's a couple things here where I'm like, it's already end of summer, so it might be a little too cold for it. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. But like I said, HeyArcher.com, sign up for the newsletter. That way you'll see when the new merch launches. It'll be fun. So I'm going to get ready to prep for HeyArcher Live tonight at 8 o'clock. So again, if you are listening to this, head over to youtube.com/HeyArcher. Hey, if you're watching this video, you're already on it. So make sure you hit that bell down below, get notified. But every Thursday, 8 p.m., HeyArcher Live, Paximus Enterprises is going to be the guest today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do some games on the show. The viewer, you interact with the show through the comment section, so I highly encourage you to stop by. But most importantly, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And, of course, if you ever buy merch, send it to me. Send me pictures of you in it. That way I can highlight you on the website as the nerd-affiliated group, nerd-affiliated tribe. But, yeah, this was HeyArcher. Glad to do another solo episode with you. Most importantly, I'll talk to you in the next video. And all you nerds, if somebody else is in the background there listening. Peace.